Okay, now, so everything's back from the painting, so you can see we got a black Intel stock cooler. We got this thing, which looks awesome. It's just a black heat pipe cooler. It looks really nice. And we got all of these black back plates. So I decided to use a sound card because my onboard one is having some issues. And this black motherboard heatsink. The whole thing just looks so much better than silver. So let's get this all mounted on the stuff, and then we're going to kind of put a cooler onto a graphics card that wasn't really made to go on there. Okay, so now we see that's mounted on there, and that looks really nice as black, so I'm glad I did that. Let's go now mount on that chipset cooler for the motherboard, and then we're going to do some fun GPU mounting. Yay. And also that chipset looks a lot better too. So now to the GPU mounting. So right here is my graphics card. I've had this guy for 2.5 years now. Time to now just void the warranty, take off the cooler, and throw on this liquid cooler. Now I don't have a proper mounting system for it, but you know, it should work. So take off all the screws. You should take them off in like a corner pattern. Blah, all the normal stuff. Voiding the warranty, there you go. I don't really care, it's basically out of warranty by now, and it has some minor issues, but other than that, runs just fine. Now the cooler should just pop off. Yep, there it goes. There's the little power cord for the fans. There it is. Not bad looking. If I was going to use this cooler, I would spray paint the whole thing black, like everything else. Just for good measure, giving it a quick clean. Not a bad looking cooler. Cools just fine, but that's not what we want right now. So, here's the actual card. I'm going to go clean off both of these thermal compounds, throw on some thermal paste, and I'll restart the video. Now it's nice and clean. We're going to throw on a little bit of thermal compound. You don't need very much. It's a pretty small dye. Okay, then the next thing that you want to think about for these guys is where exactly do the hoses go? Because the hoses are kind of inconvenient. In the real case, it's going to be mounted kind of like this. So I'm probably actually going to have the hoses going up. I'm going to think about this for a sec. Okay, so if it mounts like this, yeah, they're going to be going out like this. So this isn't exactly my guide. This is just kind of how I've seen them done. You take two of these bigger zip ties, you put them together, and then what you want to do is you want to kind of slide it in right above where it normally latches onto. So let's get this on here. Come on. Okay, so now this guy is going to be in here. We're going to make some zip ties that go through it, and then they're going to hold it on. So I'm going to show you the video once it's done. I'm going to do this off camera though, because it's kind of a pain. So there you go. It's mounted via zip ties. They're on the back. Basically, there's this ring that goes around here. These guys are stuck into this ring, and these zip ties here hold it on there. It's on there actually fairly well. I can't really get it much tighter. So we're hoping that's going to give me good temps. Now let's do a similar thing with the CPU cooler now. Okay. Here's a CPU with some thermal gunk. This is going to go on here. My plan is using these little zip ties, which I think actually can go, is to use these little zip ties to kind of just attach it. So my plan is you have, let's do this, two. Okay, one sec. Okay, here. We got these two guys in. Some of this stuff's kind of hard to do by yourself, but kind of like working by myself for now. So then these two guys will go around here and go on the top. They should be long enough for that, and then we'll have another one that goes through the bottom. So, okay, so let's place the CPU on here. Let's make sure this is centered fairly well. Push it. Make sure it all gets spread out well. Okay, and then we're going to finish putting them on. I'll put them on off camera, then show you. Yeah, so that looks pretty nice mounted. So let's go chuck this onto that motherboard cage, and then, yeah. Oh, one more step that I'm going to show you now. So there you go, memory. That's just some tape. It's all black. Looks a lot better now that it's all black. So let's go throw this onto that motherboard tray and see how it looks with all the cards in. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. This tape's pretty temporary until I put it in the rest of the stuff. I'm then gonna mount a fan here, and that hopefully is enough air that I don't have to put a fan on this heatsink here. And yeah, it's looking pretty nice. Look at that. That's all black and pretty. I need to dust that off. But other than that, that's just, oh, I love that look. So, yeah, so that sums it up with the mounting of the CPU and GPU coolers. So now the next video is all gonna be about how I'm gonna assemble this whole thing. So stay tuned for that.